I'm bummed out. We're going to be pushing 1440p on this stream, but for whatever reason, it's not showing that on Twitch's end. It's configured for it. We have access to it, but it's not working. One minute. So it looks like the team that's not here is the team that did not respond to my DM. Frenchy. Oh wait, no. I've got Eclipse. I've got one. Looks like we got one player from each team, and that's it. Okay, so they got the DM because they got the lobby info. Where's the rest of their guys? Probably realize there's a 5-minute intro and then you guys talking. Oh shoot, I'm not paying attention. Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everybody. The time has come. Welcome to Premier Division Finals here at RSC. We're about to see the best of the best RSC has to offer go one-on-one, head-to-head for the title. And I am, as always, K-Vox here with CarnageWolfBite. How are you doing? Hope you're not bitten by any wolves.
No, I'm doing pretty good. It's gonna be a fun matchup. Both GMs, real good friends with Vicky for the Gummy Bears, and then Gamma for the Longbeards. It's gonna be spectacular. Hopefully, as we see some crazy stuff. Like Premier is our top most elite teams players. So like if they're not popping off, K-Vox, I'm gonna be upset tonight.
I'm going to be a bit surprised too. And you know, they are so elusive as a tier. None of them ever want to be on stream, basically. So it always makes you wonder what they're going to do when they're on, how they're going to show themselves, what they can really offer. And it's just so exciting, so suspenseful as we have both Longbeards and Dwarf Haven waiting for us. I'm sorry, Longbeards and Dwarf Haven. I accidentally put them on twice. Longbeards and Gummy Bears, who hopefully will play enough that it doesn't look like there's just one team out there.
Yeah, hopefully, like I say, it gets pretty even. Sometimes, get some very, one-sided championships, but I don't think it's going to be like that. I've seen these teams play a little bit just by going off their stats and then some ball chasing videos. But I mean, going into it, I'm going to lean a little bit towards the stats just because more so, like say, if you're leading a lot of stat categories, you're going to be up there. Longbeards holds 5 of the 7. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like I say, if you're holding those stats and you're scoring almost 40% shot percentage, K-Vox, listen, it's not going to be a fun time for the other team.
Bears are benefiting from something I think I've seen as part of the franchise culture over at Dwarf Haven. It feels like all of Dwarf Haven's teams are very aggressive and very much focusing on shot quality. Across the board, their teams have a lot of shots over a given season and very high shot percentages.
Oh, yeah, and that's going towards Vicky's. They have a very prestige, they're a very adaptable team, playing against them countless times in Rival, Vet, and Charlie. They'll play one game one way. They don't like something, they'll change it real fast, whether it's a player or a play style. So that's going to be one of those things that we have an aggressive team coming in here versus a very adaptable team. And usually, if that adaptable team takes one or two, the team that plays aggressive all the time is now just scratching their heads because that's the only way they know how to play.
Yeah, and Gummy Bears are a pretty defensive squad. 57 saves. Obviously, 57 saves also means you've been forced to save 57 times. And it doesn't count the weird defensive interactions where something was clearly intended as a shot or a strong attacking opportunity, but somehow it's not counted by the game as a save. Gummy Bears does have a pretty high shot total over the season and a respectable 35% shooting percentage. So I think there's a good shot here of converting into counterattacks. Dwarf Haven piloting Longbeards gonna have to be very careful not to overexpress and overexpose themselves tonight.
Most definitely. And going over to the players, I think Dwarf Haven they have a lot of star power. Listen, Fusion Bleach has 4 championships, 3 All-Stars. You got Reeves with 2 championships. That's a lot of experience on that side of the ball. And then you got Frijole and Hydrosin filling in for them. But we got that much experience. Listen, all Fusion knows is winning. So it seems like they're going to have the edge here going towards that as well.
Yeah, and I see Reeves with 93 demos on the season. This man is a physical tank. I would not be surprised at all to see FusionBleach and hydrosin working off Reeves, creating opportunities and opening lanes for them, especially because all three of them, Frijole stands out and is probably fourth man going to sub for any one of them, have about a 30% shot percentage. That says to me that the offensive opportunities are being spread out well across the squad, especially because they have very close total shots, especially FusionBleach and hydrosin with 166 and 162, and both having the same goal total, both of them racking up 50. Reeves not far behind at 45. I think a lot of this we're going to be seeing Reeves creating opportunities and one of his two teammates capitalizing on them.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see in any tier is a 3-headed monster. Anybody can score. But moving over to the Gummy Bears, it's going to be about the same. Eclipse, French, and Tokyo are most likely going to start off with Jin coming in if they need him. But you're looking at it, they got 108 demos, so it looks like we're going to be seeing some trading back and forth. Eclipse might just do it, in a run of play, or he might just be one of those players that like to revenge demo. And they have a pretty decent amount of shots themselves, so it's almost identical. Yes, the stat lines team wise leans very heavy towards the Dwarves, but like for the Bears, it doesn't seem like individually they're not going to slack off here. It's going to be which team executes every team play. Because we've seen it. Solo plays can only take you so far. Is when you're hitting those shots off an infield pass, off a flip reset pass, anything like that is what will get you over that hump.
And what I'm interested in seeing is how Longbeards react to Eclipse, because Eclipse seems to be the top player on Gummy Bears by far when you look across the stat line. Especially, I'm looking at the fact that they have the most shots and by far the most saves and demos. So if Longbeards can interact with this, intercept Eclipse, keep him out of play and unable to support his two teammates, I think Gummy Bears start looking very sticky and not in the fun way.
Yeah, most definitely. But they also don't want to get caught with that sleeper where you're focusing on one player and in reality the other two just kind of hop in there. But I do think we have
let's get him going.
all the players in there. We're gonna let them know to just go ahead and join up.
Yep, the word to join in has gone out, everybody. The first RSC of the post-LCQ qualifier era is in motion. Any moment now, we're going to be seeing Longbeards versus Gummy Bears. Premier finals are upon us. Welcome to RSC.
Right now, we got a lot of players coming in. I see the CRL Worlds, Tap of Tokyo, Reeves, the Summer Series Elite, CRL, Hydrosin, RLCS. Like I said, we got a lot going. It's going to be right off the crossbar. Another shot blocked away. Fusion's going to have one for free here if he just gets to pass him. Knocked away. An early pressure from the Longbeards already.
This is exactly what I was talking about, where Dwarf Haven seems to be having a very strong cross-team identity across all their teams in this franchise. Very high pressing, very high pressure, very high shot volume and quality. FusionBleach tries to carry the ball long. It's lost to him. Hydrosin picks it up, tries to center it. Cleared down. That's a weak clear, though. FusionBleach bounces it off the wall, bounces it towards the goalpost, clears the defender. Reeves goes for it!
unrelenting pressure. 37 seconds. That was all Longbeards. And listen, if this is what the Gummy Bears are going to face, it's not going to be a fun time. They were in that half. They took multiple shots. Some shots didn't even register. But right now, as it stands, 5 shots in 37 seconds. K-Vox, they can go for a huge record here.
They absolutely could. That's cleared up, sent to Hydrosin, who gets to Reeves, who finds another goal, and the pressure is just absurd from Longbeards right now. This is the kind of multiplayer, multi-team strategy that I've been talking about, and just unrelenting pressure on that goal.
Unrelenting, like I said, all the shots are on target, and there's a demo from Eclipse gonna open up the way. Here comes Frenchy, goes for the 50, gets a 50. Tokyo's gotta be careful here. Here comes Reeves all the way over, and they haven't even broken out of their own half yet. And they're about to see another shot because Fusion's turning, looking for somebody. Ball's knocked away. Here comes Reeves, 1v2. Eclipse being chased down, hunted down. Reeves can't get the reset off the ceiling. Ball's back into the build. No one's gonna be there for a shot. Hydrosin just holding on. Reeves popping up to slow him down. Here comes Fusion. Knocks it all in. This is the first time Orange is in their half, but it's gonna go right back towards theirs. Tokyo only has 12. Here comes another shot. Infield pass. Blocked away from Tokyo. And K-Vox, honestly, right now, for anybody watching, this looks like what we would call pros versus Joes, because it's going to be 3-0. And Orange only has 4 seconds of ball time on the other side.
Yes, and I'm seeing great team synergy with how well everyone, especially Hydrosin, is setting up for Reeves. Reeves has all the scores on the board right now across both teams, and it's through no lack of effort on anyone else's part. You see Fusion go across to get the big boost in midfield. That's a wide open goal mouth, but Hydrosin gets there on time.
It's on time, and it's got to be real careful. Here comes that Dwarf Haven pressure where they all come up field. They're not looking for a boost. They have the boost. Hydrosin blocks the first shot of the game. This could get some momentum here. Another one for Tokyo. Fusion has to make a good touch. Here comes French looking for the double side. No, can't get it. Ball knocked away from Hydrosin. Doesn't need a luck. Fakes one, looking for the bump. Can't get it. Accidental hit from Eclipse, and now Fusion is on the run, chasing people in their half. And so far, it just doesn't seem like whatever they're doing is gonna work. Orange trying to keep them out. Here they come again. Hydrosin, look for the boost still. If he gets it, they're in trouble. Gets it there. French only has about 10 to his name. And here goes another shot wayward there. And that's going to be shot number 11. We haven't even hit halfway mark yet.
Not even halfway through, only a couple seconds away from it. And Frenchie's trying to shatter the ball here, but I'm seeing a lot of incredibly efficient ball movement from Longbeards. They are sending the ball into places where either they can create a credible attack on their own, or their teammates can follow up with a touch. And it's very, very hard to deal with that kind of pressure when all 3 cars are moving in the same direction, are clearly on the same page. Fusion gets a wonderful shot off an infield pass, and this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Look at this again.
Just a nice little pop, not too hard. They don't flip into it. Just a tap to Fusion, and Fusion picks the most perfect spot. No one's even gonna get to that. And right now, Reeves has 3 goals, 6 shots. Fusion 2 shots, 1 goal. Hydrosin with 4. And at this moment, it's like they're just in free play mode version. But they're gonna get one back here. No, Hydrosin's gonna slam the door shut. Reeves going for the sidewalk double, looking to get around, gets around 1. Hydrosin picks it up, looking for the boost. Flicks 1. It's a 3v0 unless they can get it across the net. No, the bump away from Fusion. That's probably the best offensive play they've had when they're on that counter attack. And that's just getting a bump off of somebody. They need to get shots on. They need to get them early. And so far, like I said, what's separating them is there's no infield paths from the Gummy Bears. They're just trying to solo their way out and almost get punished for it right there.
I'm seeing a lot of Gummy Bears just sticking too close together too. They're clumping up in a way that usually opens the door, but this time they're the ones with the open door. Let's look at this again. It's played off the wall. Frenchie has 2 defenders in front of him and 1 behind him, and just nobody jumps up in time to contest that shot.
And never say never. That could get them going, at least get them going for game number 2. But it's one of those ones that you didn't expect somebody to shoot, and he just turns and hits it. Here comes Reeves, gonna put 1 down. And just as much as that hope came, that hope is now gone, K-Vox.
I'm not entirely sure I'd go that far. A minute and 13 seconds. I've seen weirder things happen than 4 goals in a minute. But the coordination from Longbeards and the sheer aggression is far beyond what Gummy Bears are showing right now.
Going along, and so far, this is the first time they actually got a pin on a kickoff, looking for a double bounce. Nope. Taps it away. Hydrosin now out of the play. Ball slightly knocked away. Eclipse just dove for it. This might be dangerous. Reeves just picked up 100 on spawn, but Demo for his efforts. Fusion can't get the double. Demo's everywhere, but so far it's going to be orange. They're going to go for it. Back pass. Chipped over. Reeves has a one-on-one. 1-on-2. French is up back in time. Ball is knocked away. And right there, I think that might be what the Gummy Bears need. Just get a little bit more physical and take out the second man so you don't get a shot, but also do not get caught extended here. Reeves swinging for the fences on 0, just buying some time. 30 seconds left. Like I said, never say never, but K-Vox, what do you think needs to happen since it's pretty much done from here?
Well, this is a game where you have to kind of write off and use as a feeling out process, use as something to go over how Longbeards play and how they look at the game, because you still have a full series going here. You have 2 more games potentially to get this going before, pardon me. You have at least 2 more games where you can analyze what went wrong here and what to do, because this is going to be, what, first of 3? So this is going to be where you really go, okay, we're going to recover from that. We're going to decide what to do to stop Longbeards from getting to 4, because I was helpfully corrected by Mothership about that one. It's been a while. And I'm interested in seeing if Tokyo specifically gets less quiet, because he wasn't really making his presence known very much in that first game. And you've got that CRL Worlds tag on him. I know 2022 was 4 years ago, folks, but we really haven't been seeing as much from Tokyo as I would expect.
Yeah, we're not seeing a lot. I'm just going to go with, listen, that's a Longbeards just jump on top of him and slow him down. But what I want to see the Gummy Bears do is play a little bit closer, not on top of each other. Let's not drop down to my rank and Charlie. Let's not be on top of each other. But keep the ball close, keep the passes close, because it seems like when they're going for those air pops, they're not superior in the air. They're actually going to get one flick around. This is looking a lot better from the first time. They're getting some pressure out, balls up. Slight touch from Hydrosin, another touch. And this is what the Longbeards are doing, actually. They're making these touches. Nothing significant on paper, but it keeps them awkward and it keeps them looking pretty good. Hydrosin with a chip, looking for the double, can't get it, looks for the backflip, trying to muzzle his way in there. Reeves is knocking somebody around, and the Gummy Bears just got out of one off a chaos play.
Yeah, and that was an incredibly interesting strategy there to create the opening for Fusion, who must have been a little too far away to really capitalize on it. He had boost, he had positioning. What he didn't have was a clean shot. Right now you're seeing him create one for Reeves. He sends it up, tries to get it centered. You've got Hydrosin in midfield, Fusion hanging back, goes into the corner. Frenchie's got it off the wall. Not really able to turn that into anything, though. And you see how heavily Dwarf Haven's Longbeards are playing on these multi-touching plays. All 3 cars are involved in every single thing they do.
Every single thing they do. Demo for your efforts, Tokyo. But Hydrosin's got to make a save here. That's going to be, I like to say, a novice save for them. It's going to be infield 1v2. Goes for the flick, but Tokyo shutting it down. And so far, you wanted to see more from Tokyo. I think he's playing faster, kind of letting him ball chase a little. Do you think that's the strategy, to let him get more touches on the ball and get into this series?
I think that Eclipse and Tokyo need a lot more synergy. I think that's going to be a key thing, especially when we saw Eclipse's sheer physical numbers and amount of demos. I think he creates openings and Tokyo slams the ball home. That's going to be the best shot at really getting some momentum back here, as we are much further into this second game with no goals for Longbeards. So the defense is clearly waking up a bit.
Waking up at D, like I said, they're not connecting passes, but they are disrupting. They are disrupting the Longbeards. Up first is Tokyo. There's going to be a boost from Eclipse. That's what you want. You want to pin them in their half and make sure they have no boost but Fusion. Making a good touch. Oh, he's going for it. Can he get the reset? Gets around 1. Going to use it to catch the ball. I think he almost put the Gummy Bears on a highlight reel because most of them were jumping. balls across. Reeves looking for one, trying to get a pinch. And at this point, when you see somebody being that comfortable on the ball, K-Vox is not going to look good. 0 boost to your name. French has to dump it back across. Here comes Tokyo, fakes one. Tries to get it to the corner, can't. Oh, if only the goal was a little bit bigger, this would have changed the course of the series. But they're still looking to get that first goal. Look for a bounce pass. Going to get knocked over his head. Tokyo's got to be careful here. But that is the first play where we actually generally saw the Gummy Bears look alive.
Yeah, that was incredibly closely run. Reeves sets the ball up. He goes for it again, gets it towards the crossbar, taps it in, and the first blood of the game is drawn. Longbeard's looking dangerous as ever, and this plays right off Tokyo trying to clear the ball away. Reeves sees that immediately, and all Tokyo ended up doing was handing the ball right to him.
Right to him, and it wasn't like there wasn't a hand up. That's just a good angle. Here comes Hydrosin catching one. Has the whole time. He's got a teammate getting yeeted at one side of the field. Tokyo is going to leave it for Eclipse. Eclipse gets it around one. Needs help. No, Fusion's got to put it away. Tokyo's got control. 34 in the dream. Gets the ceiling reset. Won't get back to it, but Eclipse will be there to help. They are trying to take every boost on the blue half, small pads and big pads. But Fusion always seems to have like 80 boosts. That is great boost management. Tokyo almost punishes on that, but Fusion, again, sitting there and waiting. And that's just the composure coming from a 4-time champion. Eclipse wants to pop it off. He's going to go for the full air, yeet it to the oblivion. And it just seems like anything that they do, if they don't get the ball, they're going to get the man.
That's what they're certainly trying to do. I'm very concerned about boost on Longbeard's part because you're seeing multiple plays where one or more cars are at one or below half or even have no boost. And I believe what we're going to see from Gummy Bears here is more of a strategy on intentionally depriving them of boost, especially with Tokyo creating these shooting conditions that are forcing all three of them to clump up and gather towards more of the goal mouth. But what I'm interested in seeing too is if we get more connection and coordination from Gummy Bears. We're often seeing them either way too close so that neither of them can really move independently or too far apart so they can't support each other. Oh my goodness, that could have been the answer. That could have been an equalizer, but that's exactly what we're talking about with too slow of a follow-up.
And it's going to be an open net. That is the first time we've seen the Longbeards actually do a double commit here. I think they just didn't understand how close Eclipse was to that ball. He had another player wave dashing down the field expecting his teammate to get it to him. And it's 1-1, and if you're the Gummy Bears, this is your time to hit him on a counter. But now Hydrosin looks like he's gonna have a free ball here. Tokyo can't get to him in time. And just as fast as they got back into it, you cannot give this Longbears team any room. But kudos to Hydrosin avoiding that demo. He saw that man coming a mile away and just went to the left.
I see that Reeves' presence there really played a role too, because it felt like the defender was trying to account for him. Reeves peels off, and Eclipse finishes his own shot. The coordination and ball control from Dwarf Haven teams across this league is incredibly strong, and I think that's why this franchise consistently does so well. As you see the final 10 seconds of this game dwindling down, and soon that ball's coming down, and Longbeards are 2 up. 2 to go to be premier champions.
2 to go indeed. And this one was a lot closer. It wasn't just a pure domination. They actually, Longbeards had, I think, 16 shots. They divided that by 4. They only had 4, but listen, they took those opportunities well. And they won 2-1. The only thing I want to see the Gummy Bears tinker a little bit, and we saw that when they gave up the first goal, is instead of trying to boom it sometimes, maybe you just invite them in for a 50-50 ball and just be that type of annoying team where if the ball doesn't go to your side, then it's okay. But if the ball goes to their side, then it's even better. But as long as you're behind the ball, the Gummy Bears saw they can do no harm here.
Yeah, and what I'm interested in seeing too is Dwarf Haven teams tend to have a bit of a tendency to press too far up. Everyone tries to get towards the attacking third and really pressure the other team, and you end up with these long stretches where there's nobody in backfield to even try to contest a shot. That's what happened in Gummy Bears' 1 goal with Eclipse. There was no one even close to being able to contest him, and I'm interested in seeing if they tighten this up for the next game as we get kickoff.
Gonna be a traded demo. There goes Hydrosin again. Nobody's going to be home. And it's something about these kickoffs. I think the Longbeards just got it down. And those are the type of annoying teams that you're gonna hate playing.
Hydrosin's air control was beautiful there. You saw an attempted aerial bump that would have knocked him away from the shot. He avoids it beautifully to get the double tap in, sets the ball up for Reeves. Reeves not quite able to get to it. That's going wide. Hydrosin waits for it. Fusion gets there first. It's going high. Cleared away. Frenchie tries to follow up. Circles back to guard the goal mouth. Can't quite get to the ball. Neither does Fusion. Fusion's stuck in the corner. Reeves jumps up to try to get for it. Tries to play for the ball. It goes over him. Fusion's doubling back for it. So does Reeves. They're double committing a little, like you pointed out in last game. And I'm very interested in seeing if this formation holds up or collapses, because you see in a few places where Longbeards are starting to get in each other's way.
I do think it's probably because right here Tokyo's being a little bit quicker. He's going to turn on a lot of things, and they don't want him getting the ball, but they don't want him distributing it either. So to outpace somebody, you kind of have to go a little bit fast. But again, if you're moving faster than the comms, and this one's going to be almost free if Eclipse can get to it in time, no. But again, if your movements are a lot faster than your comms, you're going to get tangled up here. But I think as long as the Longbeards can somehow keep it on their offensive half, we don't see those double commits. But the Gummy Bears need to sustain pressure, because that's when they start to see the cracks in those armor, just like anybody else.
Yeah, Hydrosin sends that long, gets it to Fusion. Fusion's carrying it, tries to center it, loses it to Tokyo, goes over again, saved by Eclipse, and you're seeing the defense wake up a bit from Gummy Bears. So I'm interested in seeing how well they can convert this. That's sent long to Reeves. Reeves has a hard time catching up to it, eventually manages it. He's still in midfield. Eclipse goes for it. Eclipse tries to get it by Fusion, can't do it. Tokyo's there, loses the ball again. It's centered up. Frenchie goes for it, sends it long. That's meant for Tokyo. Tokyo has a look. Hydrosin saves it and carries it downfield.
Man, Hydrosis is going to carry it to Reeves with perfection. It's something, like you said, something about his aerial control just enables everybody. Eclipse didn't have enough boost. He probably would want Frenchie to go up for that one, but they're both in the same position, and now they get punished for it. And with 3 minutes left, and at this high level, you do not want to see a 3-0 where you have to reverse sweep, especially a team that's doing a lot. But kudos to Hydrosin just taking the mantle. We were talking about Bleach coming in here, Fusion coming in to do a lot, but it seems that Hydrosin is really the mastermind behind this team.
Yeah, and honestly, I would expect that this team should start targeting Reeves a bit. FusionBleach, doesn't even let me finish getting where I'm going with that. I'll follow up afterwards. An absolutely sickening goal following up from Hydrosin's touch. Hydrosin gets the conflict. That 50 sends the ball upwards and creates the perfect lane for FusionBleach rather. What I was going to say about Reeves was he seems to be central to almost everything Longbeards does and has the vast majority of the goals. So I would not be surprised if the physical play turns up and starts trying to keep Reeves out of alignment with his team, forced to abandon shooting lanes, and just plain stuck in respawn.
Yeah, they have to figure something out, and like I said, it just seems like the plays they want are not connecting, but this could be a punishment here. No, Reeves quick on the turn. Here comes Hydrosin, the man of the match so far. Going around for a demo, looking for him, chasing somebody. Eclipse was getting chased the entire time. Tokyo gets the ball up. There's nobody in the middle for anybody but Hydrosin. Hydrosin's going to go 2v1, can't get blocked out. This time they have a hand up on him. Here comes another one. Fusion puts it up there. Reeves drop that pass. No, Tokyo saw it the entire way. Clips to Tokyo. 1v2. Hydrosin needs to get a touch here. Can't get the touch. Just enough off the backboard though. Tokyo averted away just to go grab their boost, and this is something that they need to work on a little bit. There's not a lot of connection in that midfield. Fusion gets around, or French gets around with one, looking for a flick to Eclipse. Blocked away. Hydrosin wins the 50, and now Tokyo's got to hold on to it.
I'm liking some of the individual ideas Gummy Bears are doing, but it's not cohering. It's not turning into an overall game plan that's really doing anything to give Longbeards trouble. They're having individual good ideas, like they're screening plays to prevent defenders from joining the play, but it's not going anywhere. You're ordering the drink, the sides, and you're not touching the entrees. You're not getting the full meal, and meanwhile, Longbeards are eating good.
Eating good indeed, and what a fake! I think he faked his own teammate who tried to pre-jump the pass. At this point, that is the trust that you would have in anybody. If you're already pre-jumping your teammate's pass, almost forcing an own goal. But not only did his teammates trust it, the other team trusted as well. So Longbeard's showing that they can change it up. They're not going to always go for the pass. Hydrosin looking for the corner double, can't get it. And they're just so calm and composed. And every time they put that ball up, it's never in a dangerous spot when they're banging it. They're just waiting for the Gummy Bears to do something weird. Because when they bang it, they don't understand the Gummy Bears are going to try to do the same. Nobody's even up for this ball except Hydrosin. And right now, I just feel like their confidence is shot, K-Vox.
It might be. This is an incredibly mentally taxing game, especially in the later parts of a series. And when you're looking down the barrel of going down 3-0 to a team like Longbeards, who are an incredibly aggressive, well-coordinated team, that almost went down. FusionBleach doesn't get credited with the save, but absolutely made one. Reeves sends it up high. Hydrosin's watching the play, watches it go down, spikes the return shot down, and they are going up 3-0. Only need one more to win. And if I'm Gummy Bears, here's where I start considering a sub and I start doing a tactical timeout, because they have to change something here. Look how little Gummy Bears were able to do this game. None of them have any goals. None of them have any assists. There are 4 saves across 2 players. Frenchie was completely silent in that game. They need to figure something out, or this is an incredibly short night at the office.
This is one of those games where you gotta give the sub a chance. I know that he has not played a lot of games, but honestly, this is no offense to Frenchie, but he has not been effective for the past 3 games. The last game where they were in it, he was there, but I don't see him much on the ball. Defensively, he kind of hands it back over just because he doesn't have enough boost or doesn't know when to go. But that's just the Longbeards play style. They're moving so fast that they're confusing them. But at this point, you got to throw caution to the wind. And yes, go out there and have fun, but I don't think they're making a sub. There's no one going anywhere. They're gonna stick to this lineup here.
Really?
And I guess it's one of those you live by the sword, you can also die by the sword, K-Vox, but they have to get the first goal. That's the only way I can see them even starting this immense comeback.
They need a reverse sweep. We've seen reverse sweeps happen. We are fresh from the insanity of LCQ. So these teams have seen a lot to look forward to and a lot to look up to. Eclipse gets the ball long. Hydrosin's already waiting for it. Gets the transition going. Not close enough to the ball. Long boom. Misses the follow-up. Clears the defender out of Reeves' way. Reeves misses the ball. Manages to get the second touch. That's up for Hydrosin. Sends it down. Looks for Fusion. Fusion gets it. Going high. Reeves looking for it. Forced to double back. Sees the transition offense coming, sees the counterattack coming. Hydrosin goes for it, tries to center it, loses it. Tokyo misses it. That's going towards corner. Open shot opportunity. Hydrosin circling around, waiting to cut it off. That's not going anywhere off the corner. Frenchie tries to center it for Eclipse. Eclipse can't get to it. Cleared long, and we're seeing a bit of a shootout with lots of long booms and clears and attempted outlet passes. That could have gone into something. That could have gone somewhere. Reeves gets a hand up.
Gets a hand up indeed, and I think the Longbeards are getting a taste of their own medicine. I wanted to see the Gummy Bears do this a little bit earlier. They're playing a lot faster. They're playing a little bit more cohesive. Demo on Tokyo, that's okay. They won't get the boost, but they're getting that ball into their half. But it's more that they're playing a little bit faster. They're cutting out midfield plays, which is forcing the Longbeards to be a little bit more clinical. They have already been clinical scoring, but we haven't seen them get into a midfield battle yet. And if the Orange understands that they're better doing this, then we're going to see something famous. Here comes Eclipse, can't get it. Hydrosin holding it down, being cautious here. And honestly, I love the composure from Hydrosin, not to force it. Because most players try to go gun ho and they're throwing everybody at them. And this is just the Longbeards just feeling themselves, and this is the Gummy Bears trying to get into the zone.
Trying to get there, not doing a whole lot. We're seeing from both of them a lot of long-range shooting, a lot of sniping, a big artillery duel. You see Hydrosin clear the drop ball away, goes up for it, gets it over a defender, sends it long, and again, long man. All 6 cars on the field. They are really booming it and clearing it across the pitch, and no one's really staying all on the ball. No one's staying in the position where they can control subsequent touches. Reeves gets there close. He's sent airborne. That's an open open net. Gummy Bears has their first lead of the series. Tokyo slams the door.
Gummy Bears getting aggressive, Eclipse getting aggressive. They got the goal and they did it their own way, not looking for luck. But again, this is what we're talking. They're taking the fight to the Longbeards. They're getting out of that defensive half, but they got to be careful. Hydrosin can definitely do something. Fusion gets around one, gets around two, but no, denied by the third man. Balls up again. Reeves don't want him on. He's looking for it. Tokyo shuts him out. Everybody's kind of being a little bit cautious and rotating ball side a little bit. Ball off the post. Here comes Hydrosin. Saved away, but this one's looking to go into the net. No, again, you cannot beat the post. The post is now 3-0.
What we're seeing here, too, is that the Longbeards have a very consistent attacking style where they carry the ball or hit the ball into a position where a teammate is able to complete the follow-up touch or to shoot the ball in. This is effective. It's very strong. They're doing very well off it. But because every one of their attacks carries that basic shape, you're seeing a lot of opportunities for it to be countered and punished like Eclipse just did. And the chain can be broken once you see it.
Gamma has to pull out the checkbook because the post did not help him on the other side, but this one helps the Gummy Bears. And that's 2-0, and this is the breathing room that they need. This is going to play a lot of pressure on the Longbeards. Do the Longbeards go all in and win it here? Or do they take it like some teams in a more higher setting like RLCS where they kind of just let this game go away and take a 4-1 instead? But so far, it looks like they're going to go for it all here, trying to get in it early. Fusion's up, gets around one. Hydrosin's really close to the play, but they don't know they don't have any boost except one player. Infield pass. Nobody's there. Eclipse. Oh, that's Tokyo taking somebody out. Another 50 all the way across the net. They're making the Longbeards go left and right. And that's what you want to do. Kill all the time in the world. Hydrosin by himself does not get the flip reset. And so far, they're making the Longbeards play that booming ball, which is not the worst thing that the Longbeards can do. It's just the fact that they're not being able to connect on it like they did the first 3 games.
And see what I mean? This is that exact shape of attack. Again, this time Tokyo gets a pinch off the post, off the bar, clears it away, and that is the shape that every Longbeards attack has. You see Gummy Bears starting to adjust to it. Infield pass, meant for Eclipse. Eclipse can't get there. Fusion carries the ball, sends it down to Reeves. Reeves doesn't get the follow-up, pops it back up to Fusion. Fusion carries it. Frenchy beats him to it. Hydrosin's chasing it down. Can he get there? He can. He gets it down. He gets it past the defender. No, he does not. Loses the ball. 40 seconds is enough time to get 2 goals, but not if Longbeards keep playing this way. Not if they keep the pressure going. Eclipse has the ball. He doesn't have it anymore. And right now, I'm interested in what you're seeing too, what you're saying, because yes, this could be a game where Longbeards took their foot off the gas a little, and right now, Gummy Bears are making them pay for it. You know, you can't really do that. You need to stay competitively locked in the entire series.
Gotta stay completely locked in. Usually when they have 4 shots, they have 2 goals. They got 4 shots, no goals. And the Gummy Bears has 5 and 2. They're converting, and the Gummy Bears are making sure somebody is always up contesting. The Gummy Bears are going to get one back, and looks like it's going to be a third one for Eclipse. One more for some momentum. And this is what you do not want to see from the Longbeards. Not because another goal win, it's because it's a 3-0 win. And this is a confidence. Not only did we outscore them, outshoot them, and outpace them, we did it, and they did not get a goal.
The shutout is especially important here because Gummy Bears showed that they can get a lead, they show that they can attack, and they show that they can defend. And this is where I keep harping on this. Longbeards keeps attacking the same basic way. The same broad strategy is going in again and again. And they're doing that because it's effective and their teams has great chemistry. They work together well. They're very dangerous when they pile on the pressure, and they can keep you pinned in your own defensive third. But Gummy Bears are starting to show like they know how to look for that. They know how to break the chain before it becomes a goal.
And most definitely, like I say, you wanted to see Tokyo get into it. He got into it. Eclipse putting his head down, getting some demos, open it up early. And like I said, the only problem is you got to do it 3 more times. And that means, and again, I'm going to stand on this. The Gummy Bears will have to score first 3 more times just to keep that momentum. Because if the Longbeards get it, I'm going to count my stars on that. They're going to hold the ball until they overcommit and just get a free goal.
I want to see if we see a tightening up of what I was talking about. Players staying closer to the ball as opposed to these long field-wide clears in some places, because that has created a lot of openings for both teams where nobody is anywhere near the ball, and it's effectively being passed straight to the other team if it's not a shot in its own right.
Not a shot in his own right. They actually, you get the spawn where you want and almost got punished. And this is going to be the goal that they get off of them. A good counter attack here. 1-0. I think Eclipse was just trying to read it a little bit too. Actually, I don't know. I think he might have just misread that one, which that seems to happen a pretty decent amount of times. But at this level, you misread that, you're getting punished. And now you're down 15 seconds in. Still a lot of time. You don't got to force it. French fakes one, looking for the flick. Can he get it? No. And Fusion had to wait just a little bit longer just to see if there's any more tricks. Eclipse going for another. Fusion says no thank you again. French turning on 0, just trying to be in a nuisance here. Does get a small bump on hydrosin. The musty flick doesn't go anywhere but to the side while Tokyo gotta flick it around. Can't. This is where the Longbears start to get a little bit more impatient here. They're trying to get boosts that are dropping further back, and it's just invited the Gummy Bear straight in. Can Eclipse just put it on an angle? Cannot. Oh my goodness. Hydrosin coming from nowhere.
This is where spacing is becoming a big decisive point between these two teams. Eclipse gets the ball bounced in, and that was actually a moment where the spacing breaks up a bit. Hydrosin's stuck waiting for the big boost, not really in the play at all. Reeves is the only person in a good position to contest that shot, and usually they're not the ones in that position. Usually Gummy Bears, they have players who can't support each other's touches because somebody has to back off and defend backfield, or back off and prevent the pass, or get boost back. Tokyo manages a 0 boost ground goal here. Following up, you see that was actually an attempt to take him out and knock him away, and because the defense is scattered a little across the field, he has a completely open lane to dribble that straight in.
Straight in indeed, and Tokyo just deletes Fusion, so there's not going to be anybody help except Reeves, who's kind of in the play, looking for a team pinch, and honestly, that probably went in if they got a hold of it. Eclipse throws it off the backboard, double commit, but not punished for it. Third shot, no, denied to the side. Blue looking for fakes, no fakes here, balls up in the air. This is going to be very dangerous. Can he get to it in time? Yes, Hydrosin, 12 boosts in a dream. Fusion says, I'll take it over for you. The demo for his efforts, French did put a hand up, that is good. Tokyo buying some time, and if you're the Gummy Bears, you don't gotta rush this. You know for a fact that the Longbears are now susceptible to opening up, and that's what I'm looking for right there. They're winning the 50s, they're putting the 50s in awkward positions, and now it seems like everything that we talked about in game 1, 2, 3, they have put it together and they got a formula going here.
Something I want to see change is Longbeards are very clearly better in the air. Gummy Bears keep delivering the ball right to them in their preferred ground, and they don't have the air control, they don't have the aerial mechanics to really turn that into a contested shot, to create counterplay opportunities, to really stop those attacks. Stop going into the air so much or get better in the air. That is basically the lesson here for Gummy Bears. FusionBleach chases the ball down, sends it airborne. That is a much better example of aerial play for Gummy Bears. Frenchy, though, not able to get the follow-up when it goes downwards, gets a flip reset, goes for another one, can't get it, tries the ground pinch, can't get that. Reeves loses the ball to Tokyo. That's going high, but there's no one to follow up on it. Hydrosin stuck on the ground, watches for the ball, watches where it's going to touch, gets the dribble going, flicks it over a defender, flicks it straight to another. Reeves gets it along the corner. That's skittering along. Another defender gets to it. He bumps him out of the way. Fusion drops it down. There's no one to follow up on it. And 2 minutes and 13 seconds left. That's plenty of time to get a goal and equalize this. But you don't want to potentially get in reverse sweep territory. You do not want to see a game 6 here if you can end it in 5.
Yeah, you don't want to go to Neo Tokyo with somebody who's got a lot of, especially since Tokyo is in his name. They almost get another one. We're starting to see the synergy come out, the infield passes, the passes to each other, trusting it. Tokyo gets up 50 back across. 50 after 50 is going to damage them here, and slowly but surely Orange is creeping. They don't want to overcommit. Tokyo diving from no man's land. Eclipse getting to the ball. Fusion trying to get up, tries a fake one, does fake Eclipse, but might get punished for it. Demo for his effort. Hydrosin saves them again. Pop up. Tokyo all alone. Can he get it down? No, he can't. Here comes a pop up. They're not looking to score just yet. Tokyo couldn't get a shot off. But what I love from that was they didn't try to force a shot, but he might get punched if Fusion can even find the ball, and hydrosis is going to get there in time, and that's going to be another defensive error that you think they would have had cleaned up.
That is just nasty. Frenchie spends too long trying to read the trajectory of that ball, because that is sent skidding completely along the wall straight towards goal and set up to get knocked in. He needed to challenge that earlier, I think.
Yeah, I think and that's what like. Okay, from all the coaching aspects, you don't go on ball side, but they have the mechanics to do so and get there. But Tokyo's going to try to pick it up real early. Can they get one back? No, shut down by Reeves. Another shot shut down by Fusion. We won't get another shot. But Hydrosin is looking for demo for his efforts. Frenchie taking out his frustrations. Now we got to pinch up to Tokyo. Gets a 50 down. Reeves looking to dribble on top of him. There it is. Here comes Hydrosin. Takes 2 men to beat him. And in the last 30 seconds, this is not what you want to see. Is a Longbeard's resurgence here.
Yes, that is going to be devastating for Gummy Bears. A long clear that Fusion wins the race to. It's weakly cleared away. Fusion's able to get to it again. Frenchie tries to set something up, misses the ball. It's sent forward. Reeves has it, tries to carry it in. Frenchie clears it. Anyone there to follow up on his touch? No. Frenchie flicks it up. That is sent in. Eclipse cleared it, but it's saved anyway. 10 seconds left to overtime. Reeves tries to carry it. Is that going in? And yeah! Reeves with the shot. Reeves potentially with the dagger. 3 seconds to a 4-1 win. This is in kickoff range for Gummy Bears, but the story might be written, my friend. We might be looking at the Premier Championship.
Looking at it, Eclipse has to get to the ball. He's not. Oh, it's gonna be Hydros has 100. You know what's coming. The crossfield flip, reset, smack it straight down. Denied a second game. They take it 4-1, but we have to go back to that Hydrosin save. Avoids getting taken out in the net. Gets back in time to pop it towards over, and Reeves just being so smart and understanding what's about to happen, and it wasn't not uncontested, but the way he made it look so easy, it's just that was the synergy I was talking about. You didn't want to see a Longbeard's resurgent, but Hydrosin keeping them out of the net when it mattered most.
Yeah, that entire thing doesn't happen without Hydrosin. An incredible save that I really regret we didn't have a good enough camera angle on when it happened for me to give it the dues it earned, because that is insane defense. And that has been the story of this entire set and potentially the entire series for Longbeards. It's not about individual mechanical brilliance with this team and with Dwarf Haven overall. It's their sheer team synergy. All 3 players on the pitch know their job and execute it incredibly well. And I think any given Dwarf Haven squad could go pretty far in an RLCS qualifier, especially Longbeards, who we're going to say congratulations for their win tonight as they carry home the Premier Tier trophy. I'm not so sure we're going to get a post-match interview. It's seeming like they're all feeling pretty reticent, but we might or might not be seeing someone come in. Any moment now, we might get to say a few words. And oh my goodness, are there a lot of words to say as Fusion is heading in.
And you're on with them.
I was Fusion. How are you feeling, man?
I feel good. My teammates carried me that series, so I mean, I didn't have to do much. I just sat back, just waited. It was a good match day.
Did you plan out your approach for this series in any way? Because obviously 4 team championships, now a 5th for you, 3 all-star appearances. Finals are no big thing to you. They're something you're very used to. And I'm interested in seeing what your approach is when you're coming in for something like this.
I guess it's just like warm-up mechanics. We had a really good scrim outside of this league, so that was very helpful. And it's just warming up the mechanics. We knew we were a better mechanical team, just like overall better players. And it's like not trying to be a diss. The other team was like very good with their rotations and bumps, but we're just better mechanical players, I feel. So we tried to use that and used our speed to our advantage in the first few games.
Your coordination was incredibly strong this series. We could see it from beginning to end, quite literally. You were just talking about scrimming outside, but do you compete outside of RSC together a lot? Do you like enter tournaments, do qualifiers, anything like that?
This team, no. We never we actually never played outside of match day, I don't think. But we all play a bunch outside of match days, like by ourselves, just solo queuing or just playing by ourselves. And the season is long enough for us to get good like chemistry together. Um so as the playoffs roll around, we're just like good together, you know? And then we're all good individually, which helps a lot.
Yeah, going into that, going into those final moments, because it looked like you guys were going to go straight into overtime. Like, what were the comms like? Because that save itself was pretty wild.
Um Honestly, I felt like we were playing terrible game 5. I felt like that was our worst game. And after our second goal, hydrosin was like, "Okay, what are we doing wrong? We're doing something wrong." And it was just like kind of we're just playing awkward. We're rotating too close to the ball and like trying to cheat up for good 50s that just weren't happening. Like playing in no man's land a lot. Uh, so then we fixed it. Reeves got the dagger goal in the end. And we won.
Was there anything? Did this match your initial concept of how this series was going to play out, or did anything Gummy Bears do surprise you?
I felt like they bounced back really good after the first few games. Um, like they didn't start off the strong, but they're getting better every single game. So I felt like they did a good job recuperating. I know that's very hard in like a final scenario to try to bounce back after a tough start.
Hmm.
Um, for what we did, I felt very happy in the team, and throughout the season, I felt we did a very good job. And we just tried to keep the comms up, like just keep general happiness, I guess, just around the team.
Seems like it worked out very well. We're going to have to go into a break soon to get ready for contender finals. But do you have any last words for everybody watching?
Uh, I guess this is probably going to be my last season because I don't know. I just kind of wanted to break the record and then quit. Um, I'm gonna post some memes and then probably get muted or banned and then leave. But yeah, it was a fun season.
Yeah, and if you do retire, I think we can all say that we would miss you terribly, especially with that many titles, that many records. Thank you so much, and congratulations on 5 championships. One of the best to ever do it here in RSC. And for everyone in chat, we'll be back in about 5 minutes for contender finals. So go stretch, get some water, roll your neck, get ready, because Carnage and I almost called him K-Vox, and I will be back to bring you all the action. Stay tuned.